To make all this hardware talk to the internet, we need a cloud platform that is powerful but easy to set up. That is why for this project, we are using KME Smart. I am on their homepage right now at KME Smart, and this is going to be the brain of our operation. Right off the bat, look at that tagline, speak to control your living space. That is exactly what we want, effortless, hands-free control. But what catches my eye here is that KME isn't just about selling you a smart bulb. It looks like a full ecosystem. They cover everything from smart device installation to configuration tools. And check this out. They support all the major protocols like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, and even LoRa. Plus, for those of us deep in the ecosystem, it works right out of the box with Google Home and Alexa. For this build, we are using the NodeMCU ESP8266 as our main controller. For environmental data, we have the DHT11 sensor to track the room's air temperature and humidity. We are also adding the DS18B20. This is a waterproof one-wire digital sensor, perfect for measuring liquids or outdoor conditions. And finally, we have a standard LED. Now, in this video, the LED is just a demonstration, but keep in mind, you can easily replace this LED with a relay module or a MOSFET to control high-power devices like heaters, fans, or AC units. Both the DHT11 and the DS18B20 need 3.3 volts. So, connect the VCC pins of both sensors to the 3.3 volts pin on the NodeMCU. Next, connect the ground pins of both sensors to the GND pin on the NodeMCU. Now for the data lines. Let's start with the waterproof sensor. Take the signal pin of the DS18B20 and connect it to GPIO4, which is labeled as D2 on the board. If you are using the bare sensor, don't forget the 4.7K or 330 ohm pull-up resistor between data and power as shown in the diagram. Next, the DHT11 sensor. Connect the signal pin of the DHT11 to GPIO5, which is the D1 pin on your board. Finally, the output. We want to control that LED. Connect the cathode, the short leg, to ground. Connect the anode, the long leg, to GPIO16, which is labeled as D0. Make sure you have a resistor in series with the LED, like the 330 ohm one shown here, to prevent it from burning out. And that is it, the hardware is ready. Now let's jump into the configuration. You can see the supported modules list. Right now, they have full support for the industry standards. We are talking the classic ESP8266, the ESP32, and even the newer S3 and C3 variants. This means you aren't locked into just one type of board. But what I really like is that they are transparent about their roadmap. Look at this right here, ESP8285 soon. It's a small detail, but it shows that the platform is active and evolving. So whether you are using a standard NodeMCU today or planning a compact build with an 8285 in the future, KME Smart is getting ready for it. This page is also where you will find the pinout guides for every widget, from relays to RGB strips. Now, usually, when we talk about cloud platforms and professional dashboards, there is a catch. And it's usually a monthly subscription. But this is where KME Smart actually surprised me. If you look at their license information, they have taken a completely different approach. They offer a lifetime license. That means no monthly fees and no yearly renewals. You pay once. It's just $5 per device and you own that access forever. It even comes with a 2-year warranty for updates and support, which is pretty rare in the DIY IoT space. And the best part, you don't have to pay a single penny to get started. They give you a 30-day free trial for every device. So you can build this entire project, test it out, and see if you like it before you commit. Honestly, in a world where everything is becoming a subscription service, seeing a one-time $5 fee for lifetime access is really refreshing. Now, right here, you see this Windows button. This button downloads the KME config tool, which is the desktop application we are going to use. Think of this app as the bridge between the website and your ESP board. Once the download is finished, extract the folder and launch the config.x file. This opens up the configuration interface where we can flash the firmware directly to our NodeMCU while your NodeMCU is connected to your PC. Go to the serial COM section, select your board's COM port and hit connect. The tool should automatically detect your board. Once it does, simply click Upload Firmware. Let that run for a moment. Once the upload is complete, you will see a unique MAC address and device ID appear on the screen. This means we are online. Now, let's tell the board what sensors we are using. Click the plus button to open the widget menu. First, click on the DHT sensor to add it to the dashboard. Double-click the widget to configure it. Select your sensor type and set the pin to GPIO5 D1. Next, add the DS18B20 widget. Open the settings and assign it to GPIO4 D2. Finally, add a relay widget to control our LED. Map this to GPIO16 D0. Feel free to rename the modules. Trust me, it makes navigating your setup far easier. Once your widgets are set, click Save Dashboard. Next, if those icons aren't your style, go ahead and change them. Make the interface truly yours. And then hit Upload. Within seconds, your configuration is flashed to the chip. Go to the Play Store and download the KME Smart app. Open it up. Quickly create your account. Once you are signed up, log in with your email and password. Now, let's pair the device. Tap the Add button to add a new device. Enter your Wi-Fi credentials. Make sure you enter the Wi-Fi name and password correctly, as the app will transfer these details to the ESP8266. Select via Smart Connect. Now, look at your hardware. Press and hold the flash boot button on the NodeMCU for about 3 seconds until the onboard LED starts blinking. This puts it into pairing mode. And then choose Single Device. Back on the app, the device automation should appear. Just tap Add Device. You can rename it here if you like. And there we go. After just a few seconds, live temperature and humidity data is streaming straight from our circuit to the phone, and we have full control over the LED. Let me heat up the sensor so you can see it in action. The response is instant, precise, and honestly pretty impressive. From one corner of the world to another, I can monitor everything: temperature, humidity, all live, all through the KME Smart IoT cloud platform. So basically, with the DHT11 sensor, I can monitor the temperature and humidity inside any room. And I can also track liquid temperature, whether it's water or something entirely different. And as you can see, the temperature drops instantly. That's how responsive this setup is. So that's all for now. Support me on Patreon for more videos. I hope you liked today's episode. Like and share this video with your friends. See you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.